Good evening. This is the market update for buy sell short for Thursday, June 7th. Monster rally yesterday, continuation again today, up 130 plus points. So essentially, in the matter of a day, we reversed all of the damage done last week. As you can see on the 15-minute chart, we almost made it all the way back up to that level before we had the plunge into the jobs report. Today's early pop was helped by news that China did a surprise rate cut. We've had a lot of speculation over the last couple of days on QE3 from the Fed, and we had Bernanke talking to Congress today. Didn't really say anything like he was going to say anything a couple of days after a bad jobs report. Didn't say anything bad. He said the Fed would jump in if they needed to. That's exactly what we expected him to say. But the market threw sort of a temper tantrum, and given that we were up so much over the last day or so, we saw some profit taking come into the market, especially going into the last 45 minutes of the day. As you can see, we essentially just fell out of the tree for all intents and purposes. Last 15 minutes of the day, we kept seeing big candle gap downs on the Dow. We'd be there, then we dropped 20 points. We consolidate, we drop 20 points all the way down into the close. Now, if you look at the Dow 15-minute chart, you can see right when that sell-off started, about an hour before the close, we got a golden cross on the Dow 15-minute chart. And as you recall, whenever we get golden crosses on the 15-minute chart, we typically can see a sell-off after the cross before we get a bounce back. Average gain is 150 points. That would take us right back up to the highs we saw today. Now, we are pretty oversold on the 15-minute chart thanks to that little bit of a sell-off. But, we could see further downside early in the morning. We did get a lot of large blocks on the close on a lot of small caps. So it looked like there was a lot of painting into the close. Typically, I look for an update after we see such action in the market. Tomorrow is going to be pretty key. We had a lot of short covering yesterday, and you've got people stepping back right now and wondering, is it going to be more of the same? Are we going to get some sort of European news and sell off yet again? People who are bearish continue to be bearish. People who are bullish continue to be bullish right now. What we're going to see tomorrow and on Monday is if the bulls are strong enough to suck up whatever volume is left from the bears. Now, May was a brutal month for the market, and what we are hoping for is that those that wanted or needed to sell sold in May, and bulls start to take whatever paper the weekends throw at them over the next couple of days. Now, if the bulls are able to hold their line, we could be in store for a very, very nice June rally. As I mentioned on the last video, typically on an election year for the president, we have a bottoming market in June and a rally in June, July, and August. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that remains the case. The big worry, of course, continues to be Europe. And if we were to glean something positive with regards to Europe, it would be the action in gold stocks today. Gold down $40 an ounce today. If traders were really, really worried about some sort of European news coming, we would not have seen a $40 sell-off in gold. Now, granted, that sell-off could have been people going, Bernanke's not going to do anything, and sold it for that reason. So just something to keep in the back of your minds. Dow daily chart, you can see we finally broke above the bullish falling wedge resistance line. We actually peaked above the 20-day exponential and closed just below it today. Our next target is the 50-day moving average up there at 12,800. Stochastics is breaking up through 50. We actually got a positive MACD cross on the Dow today. And the last couple of times, as I've mentioned before, when we've gotten that cross, we've seen further upside action on the market. So I continue to remain bullish as long as we hold the lows that we saw on Friday. That would be my line in the sand to throw in the towel on this market. Actually, I'd prefer if we held the 200-day moving average. Let's just say that would be my line in the sand. A break on this would be my, line to go sell everything. Right now, my plan is to accumulate beaten down stocks and play the bounces in them. We've had some very, very nice bounces over the last couple of days. To go over a couple of charts, JOEZ. Again, a lot of these stocks just decimated with the market sell-off over the month of May, putting in some nice bottoming action. Target on this one is $1.07 and $1.20. I'm aiming for this 50-day moving average for the bounce. We are about to get a positive MACD cross. Stochastics are coming out of the basement. Downside, 5-6 cents. Upside, 20%. Very nice risk reward in my opinion. HILL. This is a tech stock I love to play on market rebounds. Cash rich, profitable, great sector, beaten down with the market, and loves to move back on relatively low volume. $1.14 under. I am a buyer on this stock. Target is the 50-day moving average at 126 and then the 200-day moving average up there at 140. We're getting this stock right above its lows with stock starting to put in very, very nice rebounds. I like this one. TSYS, trading alert yesterday. Nice continuation on it today. We got a breakout above this resistance we've seen over the last 3 weeks. Decent enough close, $1.49. It held up really well given the sell-off we saw in the market. 154 sets us free. 175 is the target here. And this one reminds me a lot of UPIP, which was a monster winner for us over the last couple of days. Hit our first target, 260. As I mentioned, booked 3/4 gains. You can trail your stops to the 50-day moving average at 250. That still locks in a very nice gain with gains already booked in. So guaranteed winner on this one. But I'm looking for similar action over the next couple of days on TSYS. DYAX, rule of 2 play. Very, very strong action on this one today. We got a 1 million share block going into the last hour. Had some weakness with the overall market. Very nice volume spike today, but it closed above 2. Rule of 2, 210, 220 are our targets here. I would probably add any dips on this one down to the 195 area. Stops at $1.90 is how I'm looking to play this one. PWAV. Nice little triangle bottom here. Bounce up to the 20-day, 88 to 95 cents, and then that's when we'll decide if this stock is going to make a run for the ones, which stops at the recent low of 75 cents. GPRC, big reason for the market pop this morning. Surprise rate cut by China. They are starting to pump the spigot or release the spigot over in China, which has been great for stocks. Last time they did this in 2010, China stocks went kaboom. This is a big runner from the last little China mania. Nice bottoming action on this one. Picks them up 93, 94 cents. 50-day moving average at 120 is the target. 110, 120 is what we're looking at. Positive MACD cross. Stochastics about to break 20. Like the stock, especially after the fat gains we got on CLNT in the chat room today. We bought this one 297 to 310. Traded as high as 347. Not bad for a few minutes work, really, but they're starting to move into the China plays. You can see this one almost looks identical to this chart. And this one has started to bounce big, so we are going to assume we should get a similar move on GPRC. I've got all the old China plays on watch for volume right now. If we start to see volume come into these China plays, many of them have been beaten down bad. There could be some serious upside action in them in the near term. Quick mention on ACLS. Very nice move for us on this one over the last couple of days. Again, hit with the overall market weakness, but still looking for a move to that 50-day moving average, 133 plus in the near term. Stops / support right now at the 20-day exponential, 116. So that is what we're looking at in this market. I still have a bullish bias on this market. I've actually picked up quite a number of stocks over the last couple of days that I'm looking to swing for the remainder of the month. I'm expecting a June rally. Again, if the market takes out the 200-day moving average on the downside, which I find unlikely right now, I might have to reevaluate that. But I have a positive bias on this market right now. And a couple of things I noticed today. We saw some nice action in stocks over the last couple of days, but let's take a look at JOEZ. This one did an early dip to 96 cents, or actually 95 cents after its great close yesterday, and then recovered all of that game. Ended up actually pushing a new high before the late day sell-off. That's the kind of action I want to see to feel comfortable in stocks like this right now. And we're starting to see it all around. So right now, bullish bias. Golden Cross looming on the Dow 15-minute chart. We should be getting our little pop tomorrow. And that's pretty much it. If you've got any questions, shoot me an email, feedback, buysellshort.com or .net. Otherwise, I will see you guys in Chatham tomorrow. Good night.